Thanks for checking out this highlight from Epic Loot Radio. If you enjoyed this highlight, be sure to click the top link in the description to watch the full podcast. But now, on to the show.
I was going to say daily login bonus. That's what they're going to do.
Daily login. I don't like daily logins. I do not like that.
I hate daily login bonuses. That's one of the fastest ways of getting me out of your game is like put a daily login bonus in there. I'll be like, oh, okay.
They work though, and that's the thing. I know, like, because I logged in today on Guild Wars because they're giving away like living seasons as a part of their road to the End of Dragons, and yeah, every time you log in, there's something for you with that game. And honest, like it works. There's a psychological thing, but there's a point of like no return. There's a breaking point in human psyche where it's just like, this feels like I don't want to log in, but the reward is too good not to log in. Then over enough time that I think that wears on you to the point where people are just like, I'm done. I have to hardcore separate from this. Go ahead.
And yeah, because then the problem becomes the risk of that, in my opinion, is that eventually when someone breaks out of that and they're just like, oh, I missed one day. Oh, I missed another one. You're gone forever. Like this happened to me, for instance, in Shadowlands. I was playing Shadowlands pretty regularly with a couple of friends of mine. And I took a 2-week break, I think, because I went on a vacation or something. And when I came back, I was like, oh, it's the dopamine hits are not working anymore.
Yeah.
It's over. I'm done.
It's done.
Because I was being forced to do like 20 hours of chores a week to get to that good part of the game, which was like raids and mythic dungeons and whatnot. And eventually when I cut off from that loop and I was like, oh, I haven't done it in so long. Now I missed out on all these things. I don't want to do it anymore. Done. Over forever. Never went back.
Chat saying, and with Fable coming in, dailies, weeklies, even monthlies should be your incentive to log in again. You know, I guess he meant shouldn't. Content, hopefully on a rotation. 14 does okay-ish with tomestones, I feel, if you value them, that is. Like I've been playing Final Fantasy XI again, classic, and it honestly has been a beautiful experience so far. It's been a beautiful experience in regards to that. It doesn't have these things that we've grown to be frustrated at. It doesn't have, and you feel it when it's like, why am I logging in? I'm logging in, A, for the community. B, I'm logging in because like there's like things that I want to do. There's downsides to this too. Like there's, I like to hands down where like, well, I guess I'm not going to party tonight, so I guess I'm not leveling. I guess I'll go do something else. There's a lot of things to do, but if that something else didn't interest you, it's very easy to see how people drop off that game really quickly because it's not forgiving and it doesn't sit here and hold your hand even right at the start. Like there's no like, hey, welcome, here's what everything means. Anyway, we'll continue on our post before we get off on a rant. Anyway, additional opportunities to provide value. Releases will showcase new dyes, apparel, weapon skins for players to customize their characters, as well as themed decorative furnishings and additional housing pets for players that they can purchase. Cosmetic items will not provide any perk for those or boost to stats. Now, what's interesting is that when it comes to housing, that we do know housing and what you put in it will actually affect you in the game. That will have a real world, like have a boost as long as you pay your housing taxes. Thus, you get to keep those perks. So, like putting in items that don't provide that, it'll be interesting to see what that ratio looks like. Just chilling? Is that what you're highlighting, Chili? While in the game store will provide additional opportunities for customization and feature unique cosmetic items, there's a wealth of visually diverse in-game loot for players to discover all across the tournament. At the same level of aesthetic quality in items that can be found in the store, our goal is not to make the cosmetics offered in the store better, but different than existing gear. We understand players work hard for their gear and have no intention of diminishing the value of their favorite pieces, and often the store items are additive for role players and players who like to change their appearance frequently, aka whales would be, I think, the appropriate term. Yeah. Below are some examples of in-game versus purchasable in the store. So they show you in-game, and then like right here is in the store in and of itself. So it's not anything that's like, oh, that has a fancy whatever. The other thing like that New World has, and it's kind of going for it, being that how they've set up the world and the lore, it's like so many different cultures have been to Eternum all throughout time. So you have a lot of visual aesthetics that you can draw from in terms of history. But essentially, if all of a sudden their store items become very flashy and glowy and like over the top ridiculous, like that would essentially and could like impact the visual experience of the world itself. If all of a sudden everything has this like real world kind of grit to it, and that's the theme style, which so far that's what the game has offered, then essentially you end up, I think, having something that is visually like frustrating for me to look at, to where it's like there's some high, neon pink, sparkly, like rainbow unicorn, gear. Well, like, can I not play with that guy? Because everybody else here is kind of set into this thematic tone. Any thoughts on kind of what we just covered here?
No, not much, because there's not enough in-store things to compare. Because, like, this is what they're showing us. Now imagine if there's like a Tron-like skin in the store.
Yeah.
Just like something completely out there. Then you're like, okay, dude, we see what you're doing, all right? We needed more in-store examples is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we need to wait to see what they're actually going to do with the store before we can actually complain about what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
I wonder if there's like a 4-seater car, for instance.
Thank you so much for checking out this highlight from Epic Loot Radio. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe button, and more. And check out our other channels, Ginger Gaming Radio, Ginger Prime, and Work to Game for more content. Thanks for being here, and you're awesome.